Hello guys, welcome back to another revisiting, and yes, I revisited Interstellar. Interstellar has had a re-release in the cinema, and would you believe it, 10-year anniversary. That is insane for Interstellar. The fact that this movie has been out for 10 years blows my mind. And yeah, I got the 4K edition here, still sealed. I haven't even opened it, but I watched it in the cinema. Yeah, fantastic film. Completely blew my mind at moments in this movie. You always look back at certain things and you see things on TV and, you know, like when they talk about movies and that, and you're like, Interstellar, yeah, that was a good movie. But when you say that out loud, like good movie, or you think like something's a good movie, sometimes you've got to go back to the cinema to really appreciate certain films. And, you know, this is one of those. I've been doing a lot of classic films in the cinema recently and watching older movies in the cinema that I've got like in the collection and whatnot. But going back and seeing Interstellar in the cinema gives you a whole different perspective of what the film is, to be honest. You know, definitely totally forgot that Anne Hathaway was in the movie. That was the first, like, whoa moment. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot she was in this. This has been a long time. And I gotta be honest, I probably have watched Interstellar probably twice since it's been out. Once in the cinema and probably once at home. If that, maybe it was on TV and I caught a bit of it, you know, when it's halfway through or something. Other than that, that's it. Like, I've never sat down watching my cinema room or nothing. But now this is, for me, going to be a movie that I need to watch at least once every single year. And I've done that quite a lot this year. I've watched quite a lot of movies that I've like previously haven't seen for a long time, like I did the Lord of the Rings movies recently, and these films are like really creme de la creme for movies, and Interstellar is no exception. There is one particular moment in Interstellar that I'm not a fan of, and that is when they're in the like time continuum thing and he's basically pushing the books. He's the ghost, isn't he? You know, there's going to be spoilers in this. This movie's been out 10 years. I remember when I seen that in the cinema for the first time, and I remember thinking that's pretty corny and pretty dumb and stupid, and it's going to a different level of like fantasy. Whereas at the beginning of the movie, yes, the movie is like set in the earth and all that, but it could be a real scenario. It could be something real where NASA have to go and find a planet for us to, inhabit and all that, and continue the human race, etc. However, this film, you know, that moment, it goes down the fantasy route then, and I'm a bit lost by that, I'm not gonna lie. So that's the only bit that I probably don't like in the film, and it does, you know, drag on a little bit for me, because me personally, I don't really enjoy it. The performance from Matthew McConaughey, though, is phenomenal in that scene. I'm not denying that. He is a fantastic actor, not just in that scene, but in the entire movie, in my opinion. But that particular scene for me just goes a little bit too far. And that's why this is not my favourite Christopher Nolan movie. There's multiple ones, probably 2 maybe above it, maybe 3 above it, that I would put this at like number 3 or 4 in the list. So stay tuned for that if you want to know more about my favourite Christopher Nolan movies. Maybe he's the director that I'll do my first ranking of all of his films. But of course, Interstellar, you know, Michael Caine, and the whole thing with the kids. We've got the kids, you know, they grow up. There's certain moments that I knew happened and certain things that I definitely forgot. And just the visuals as well in the film were just breathtaking. I was in super screen. I went to see like Borderlands like opening weekend. Obviously not many people going to see that. But, you know, Interstellar, 10-year anniversary, Friday, more or less the same time, a couple of weeks later, and it's like 60% full. Like, whereas I was like probably one of 3 for Borderlands. It just goes to show that the new films are just not cutting it, and that's why cinemas are now going down the route of more older films, because they're actually selling tickets, and I bet you they take more from those tickets than they do from new releases and stuff. So I'm all for these new releases in cinemas and getting the chance to go and watch these movies on the big screen. Of course, Interstellar, phenomenal movie. I actually gave it a 4.5 star. Just can't give it 5 purely because of that scene. That's all it is. Everything else about it is phenomenal. Watching her again just makes me appreciate it even more. And as I say, it's going to be on my list of rewatches for every year. I'm going to watch this every year in this room. This time next year, I'll watch her again. Brilliant. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Did you go and catch Interstellar in the cinema and in a re-release? If you haven't, you might still get a chance to. It may still be showing. But check your cinemas though, because there's loads of other older films that are being re-released and stuff. Definitely check that out. I would recommend. But there it is. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon. And of course, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.